Hey, I'm responding to my friend John McWhorter's Facebook post regarding talking white while being black. And I have to disagree with John's assertion that it's perhaps better to have some type of switch so you can turn on black slang or turn it off for this reason. A lot of my friends now, a lot of people that I know don't live in this country. They live, for the most part, in the UK or Paris, France. And another friend of mine is in Tokyo, Pia. There are many different types of black slang. There are many types of ways of talking internationally. And so you may encounter someone black in the UK who you think sounds just like a white person. And however, if someone else in the UK who's black has an African accent, then that white person in the UK may say, "Where are you from?" which is an affront to them, even though they grew up in the UK. So, you get what I'm saying? When you drill down to it, what you're dealing with, John, what you're trying to address is white American racism. I don't. I talk the same regardless of my audience. If you don't like who I am, that is your problem. It is not my job to adjust to you. With so many different types of people around the world, you run yourself crazy trying to be all things to all people. Forget it. Or trying to meet their racist expectations, excuse me. Forget it. Don't bother. Be yourself. I don't have conversations that I reserve for black folks. I speak the same regardless of the audience. If the person can't handle it, especially if they're American, I feel they're not an American citizen. Straight out, just not an American citizen. You have to insist on being yourself. To be the other way just drive you nuts. Oh, and by the way, John, I think there's a tendency within you still to maybe view us as black folks as less than, as more often low income, not well educated, etc. And I think you need to revise that and get out of that way that you were been that made money for you at one point. Remember losing the race? When it was profitable for you to think of blacks as victims and then criticize us and yourself, frankly, from the perspective of viewing us as victims. The reality is we're much more complex than that, and you've been contaminated by a media point of view. Thankfully, mainstream media is being killed by social media, but that's another discussion. Be yourself.